All right, Random Updates writes, Variety, 562 million break even. Can it hit past it? You know what? I actually think I'll be honest with you. I think the break even point is a little bit higher than that. I think it's going to be closer to 600 million. That said, can it get there? Yes. But as I've been saying for 2 years, it doesn't need to. I've been saying this for 2 years, and everybody gets mad at me when I say it, and everybody goes guffaw when I say it, but it's the absolute 100% factual truth. It doesn't need to. The job of this Superman movie was not to be a big blockbuster. It would be great if it is, and Warner Brothers, hey, all other things being equal, not make a bunch of money or make a bunch of money. Well, they'll make a bunch of money. But I've been saying this for 2 straight years. The job of this Superman movie was to rehabilitate the image of DC and to win the audience back. That was it. I've said for 2 years that Warner Brothers isn't so concerned about how much money this one movie makes. They're concerned about how much having a big, active, thriving, and successful cinematic universe makes them over the course of 5 or 10 years. And that can't happen if this Superman movie doesn't rehabilitate the image that was destroyed by the DCEU and run into the ground and completely lost the entire audience. The entire movie-going audience abandoned the DCEU. This Superman movie's main job was not to make money. It doesn't even have to break even. It has to win the audience back and rebuild and repair the reputation of DC. Guess what? It did it. 83% critic rating, 93% verified audience rating, A- cinema score. It's done it. It's already mission accomplished. Already done. And I've been telling people that for 2 years, that this movie cannot make a whole bunch of money because of all the baggage that's coming along with it. And I was right. And I said, and that's not even the big deal. I said, Warner Brothers understands that. James Gunn understands that. What they need is a Superman movie to be really good and crowd pleasing so that future DC movies can exist, so that there can be a future for DC movies, and that's where they can make their money. A great example of this, one of my own viewers wrote in and brought in as a perfect analogy, is, do you know how much money Batman Begins made? It wasn't a lot. Batman Begins, the first Christopher Nolan Batman movie, made like $300 and something million. I'm not kidding. That's it. Worldwide. Go look it up. I know that sounds unbelievable, but that's how much it made. $300 and something million total. And that's perfectly fine. You know why? Because the Arnold Schwarzenegger, why don't you freeze? That Arnold Schwarzenegger Batman movie killed Batman. It killed the franchise. And it killed the entire superhero genre for a couple of years too. Warner Brothers knew, though, they wanted Batman back. And they wanted a thriving, successful Batman franchise. Because it's still Warner Brothers, they had to know that coming out of the gate, the first Batman movie was never going to be a massive global blockbuster. There was too much, all the baggage of Batman and Robin and all that baggage was going to have to be dealt with. So what did that first Batman movie have to do? Did it have to be a $1 billion film? No, it didn't. It needed to be good. It needed to win the audience back, and it needed to win the critics over, and it needed to rehabilitate the image of Batman. It needed to repair the damage done by those previous movies. And what happened? Batman Begins came out, didn't make a world-shaking amount of money, 300 and something million, which was respectable, don't get me wrong, but it's not like blockbuster numbers. But the mission was accomplished. It reestablished Batman. It repaired the damage done. And so when The Dark Knight came out, that movie made $1 billion. It's the exact same thing here. The reputation of the DC brand was destroyed and run into the ground. and the audience had completely abandoned it. That's why I've been saying for 2 years, this Batman movie this Superman movie will absolutely not make $1 billion. I've said it for years. It's not going to happen. It can't, because it's got all this damage, all this baggage that's coming along with it that's got to be dealt with first. And just like Batman Begins, this Superman movie has done it. And now you're going to see a more successful future for the DC universe because of this movie. So will it break even? It can. It absolutely can. It's on pace to. I mean, it can. But ultimately, I would say it doesn't really matter if it does or not, because that wasn't the main thing Warner Brothers needed to accomplish with this Superman movie. They need to accomplish getting the DCU on track after it had been thrown completely off the rails by the previous DCEU. And it's already mission accomplished.